Guys, and welcome back to Momma Jess Knits. I'm Jess, coming to you from Virginia, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Momma Jess Knits. I also have a Ravelry group under Momma Jess Knits podcast, and I have a Facebook group under Momma Jess Knits. Or you can email me at mommajessKnits@gmail.com. Today is April the 5th. We are on who knows what day of our stay-at-home order. We've actually been out of school since like March 16th or somewhere around there. I know it was the week of the 20th because my daughter's birthday, one of my daughter's birthdays was on the 20th. Anyway, we're surviving. Hasn't been too bad. Yesterday was bad for me because everybody in my house was getting on my nerves, but that too shall pass, right? All right, I'm going to jump right on in. I've got two finished objects to show you. The first one is my Hippo for Easter socks. And this yarn is by Lolo Did It. The speckled is Hippo for Easter. And the cuff, heels, and toes are the colorway Wonka by Lolo Did It. And I actually got this yarn last year. And I made myself some socks out of it. I think the socks I had last year, I just did heels and toes. I didn't do the cuff. But I ended up selling those to someone in my daughter's orthodontist office. So I wanted some for myself. So I used the scraps that I had from this and scraps that I had from this and made myself a pair. So that will go in my Hippo 4 box of socks that I'm doing this year. And that makes pair number 3. So those are my March socks. And then I've got another finished object, which I'm going to put on my blockers. I also used scrap yarn for these. I had made a pair of these with no contrasting heels, toes, or cuffs. And I ended up selling those at my orthodontist office. So I wanted a pair for myself. So I added I had like 40 grams, if that, left of the yarn. And so I ended up adding a contrasting heel toe and cuff. So here are my Hermione socks. Yes, I know they don't match. When I divided my leftovers, I wasn't thinking and I kind of wound it opposite. So these are not for my OCD friends. I like how they turned out though. I like that they're different. So the body of the sock is Hermione colorway by Nomadic Yarns, and the toes, heel, and cuff are Knit Pick Stroll in the Dove Heather colorway. So I like how they turned out, and those will go in my my regular box of socks that I'm doing. And that also I believe is my third pair. Pretty certain. Yeah, I think it is, because I have it is my third pair. I have 3 pairs in each box now. All right, and that is all of my finished objects that I have. I do have a half finished object. Sorry, there we go. Just looking for a tag. Oops. Dog hair everywhere. All right. So my half-finished object is one of Lane's socks. This is done in the Cascade Yarns Heritage Prints. I really love how that turned out. I've never knit with the Cascade Yarns Heritage Prints before, so I really love how cool that turned out. So that is my half-finished object. And from there, I'm just going to go right into my works in progress. And my first one I'm going to show is Lane's second sock. So I think about halfway through the cuff of his sock. So I've been kind of working on that on and off. I did a sock challenge last month, which I talked about with the knit picks. That's what I used. And I'm getting ready to start another one of those, but I'll show you that yarn in a minute. It actually starts today, so I still have to wind the yarn. So my next work in progress is made out of Knit Picks Felici in the Rose Garden. And I started this yesterday. Oops. It's kind of getting blown out. There we go. And I noticed, I thought Knit Picks Felici was usually like 5 colors stripes, but this one's only a 3 color stripe repeat. So, but I like it still. I'm doing these for a challenge. The Grocery Girls, who have a podcast and they have a Ravelry group, and I've been following them for a while. They do like a monthly sock, I guess challenge is what you can call it. And this month's is spring flowers. Anything to do with spring flowers. So that's why I chose that yarn, because it's got a name that has to do with spring flowers. So that will go in my regular box of socks once I get it done. And then yesterday I finally started on my daughter Avery's doll hat that's going to match hers. And I'm doing this in Malabrigo worsted in the Shocking Pink colorway. And my yarn is a mess, but I'm at the end of a skein. So the pattern is Tin Can Knits barley hat. And I am making a baby size. So I am almost to the decrease to make the top of the hat. I think I've got like maybe a round or two more to go. And then I'll start the decreases. So once I get this finished, I cannot guarantee that you will see it on my next podcast. Because once I get it finished, she's planning to take off with it. I started it yesterday, and an hour later she came back and she's like, "Is my hat done yet?" And I had like this much done on it. Silly girl. She wants it badly though. So yeah, once I get that finished, I probably will have to insert a picture because she's going to take off with it. The next thing I've been working on is my scrappy blanket. I've gotten quite a bit done. I think the last time I worked on it, I may have had this done. I may have been working on this one. But I finished this row and started this row, which I kind of matched this up. So this is my hippo for Easter, and this is the heels, toes, and cuffs I did, and this is OMG unicorns, and this is what I used the heel, toes, and cuffs for that sock with. This is Whimsical by Organized Chaos yarn, and that's what I used my heels, toes, and cuffs with. So yeah, it's got 28 blocks on it now, I believe. So 2 more and I'll have 30 blocks. So it's coming along. I just work a little bit on it here and there, and that particular blanket, I'm only using scraps that are from projects that I've made. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use yarn that I used in 2019 and 2020 and just build off that, or if I'm just gonna go through my other bag and use all yarn that I have made stuff out of. But as of right now, it is just made of yarn that I knit stuff out of for 2019 and 2020. My other one that is a lot bigger than this one, it's made from stuff that I have made, things that my knitting teacher made, and friends, and mini skeins that have been sent to me, and all that. I should maybe work on that and then maybe show it on another podcast, because it's a good size. I mean, I couldn't show it all because I'm only one person and I can't. I mean, I guess I could scan it. Anyway, it's big. And that blanket is made from the, oh my goodness, Memory Blanket by Georgie Nicholson. Except for I think hers is in DK and I'm using fingering. I'm using sock weight yarn. But I use basically the same pattern. I just switched it to sock yarn. The other thing I worked on this week, and I think I got a good solid repeat on it. I'm trying not to have any stitches slide off the needle. But the other thing I worked on is my covered shawl, which is gonna curl up. My covered shawl by the patterns by Alicia Plummer. This is my February Alicia Plummer knit. I am officially way behind because I haven't picked a March or April, and I haven't started on either one of them. So, but I did get an 8-row repeat of this done. Actually a little bit more. I think I got 10 rows done on this since I last showed you all, because I'm on row 8 of a 8-row, the 8-row pattern or whatever. And I started on it, I think, on row 5 or 6 of the other one. So I've gotten a good at least 10 rows done. So yeah, I'll work on that some more and show it to you again. Oh, and the yarn I'm using for that is Barocco Vintage. Sorry, there is a dog here everywhere. Barocco Vintage in the pumpkin colorway. I really love that yarn. I made one of those shawls last year out of a wine color, I think it was. It was really pretty, so that's what inspired me to do that one. But then I also went and bought another one to make another one out of a wine color, because one of my daughters wanted that first one. And then I also got gray and a mustard. I got a light and a dark gray, I think. Maybe a purple too. I really like the shawl. And whenever I like something, I tend to make it a lot more than once. The next thing that I actually picked up and worked on is in a bag made by me. Yes, I know it's Christmas themed. It's holding a Christmas themed object. I worked on one of my daughter's Christmas socks. I am at the heel turn right now, and that is made out of Knit Picks Stroll. And oh my goodness, the tag's not down in here. I believe it's the Hollyberry. So she's going to get one sock done in the Hollyberry. I'm sorry, guys. I thought the lighting was going to be a lot better. And then the other one will be done in the Everglade Heather. So they're going to be a mismatch. One will be red, one will be green. And I think another one of my daughters wants her Christmas socks done that way too. The goal is to have everybody a pair of Christmas socks. And I think last year the only person that got a pair of Christmas socks in Christmas colors was my son. There are 7 of us in this house, so I have a lot to make. But hey, stuck in the house. What else am I gonna do? And that is all that I have worked on this week. Sorry for crinkling. I'm on a sock kick. As you will see from what I'm going to show you is up next. I am enjoying every minute of it. And I have no shame. Alright. So, what I am working on next. So I have a sock challenge that I am doing. It starts today. And I still have to wind my yarn for that. That, I believe, sorry for the crinkling. I meant to pull that out before I started and forgot. I think I'm going to do that challenge in this. Lolo did it. And the colorway is Hippo for Mom 2019. It's got some reds, some purpley blue. Anyway, and that will also go in my my Hippo sock box of socks that I'm doing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use that. So that's one thing that I'm doing. I Another that I am thinking about casting on, because I did the Hermione, I think I'm going to do McGonagall. See if I can get that color to come up. That's a pretty close. And that's by Nomadic Yarns. And get this out of here so I can McGonagall. I also have some other Harry Potter colors. So that's why I was thinking, well, I've done Hermione. Maybe I should do McGonagall. And then I can kind of have a couple of Harry Potter themed pairs of socks. Sorry about that little beeping noise you just heard. That was my coffee maker turning off. Time to make more. Another pair of socks that I need to make this month is a pair of socks for my husband's birthday. And so after talking to one of my daughters, I think I'm going to go with this color, which is just kind of like a dusty blue. It's Cascade Heritage 150 Cascade sock yarn. Trying to see how many. Oh, it's got almost 500 yards. So yeah, I can make him a pair and me, because blue's my favorite color. Yeah. I was gonna do it in this color. But I think I might save that for Christmas. Or anniversary or something or another. Anyway, I've got to wind those skeins. Then, not socks. Shocker. With the lighting being so bad, I don't know how well this is going to show up. Andrea Mowry has a shawl called Find Your Fade. And I have been wanting to knit it for a long time now. And I think I have finally, it calls for 7 skeins of yarn or like 1,600 yards. And I could never pair up 7 skeins of yarn. So I found 4 that I like together, and I'm trying to find maybe a 5th to match up with it. But here are the 4 that I have paired up, and of course you cannot see them very well. Ooh, right there. That's a little bit better. But I started with this because I got this years ago, and I just absolutely love it. I love all the colors in it. And I didn't want to make just socks out of it, because this is all sock yarn. This is the brand of this one, and it's called Boho Romance, and I absolutely just love all the colors in it. So I pulled this out to originally do the spring theme for the Grocery Girls Knit Along, because this is called Honeysuckle by Angora Moose, the Angora Moose Honeysuckle Syrup. So I thought, oh, well, that's perfect, but it matches pretty well with this. And yes, this one has a little bit of sparkle in it, so my shawl is going to have some sparkle. But those right there match really well. And then it just matches really well. And then I pulled this, which was sent to me in a swap. And this yarn's from Germany. I pulled that to go with this. Although now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't really match the greatest, but I think it'll work. And then this purple matches with that purple. It pulls that purple out of there. I really want to find something that pulls that green out and this pinky purple color. So I'm still on the lookout, going through my stash. I have a great big, actually I have a great big bin of sock yarn right beside me. And then I've got more sock yarn stuffed all over the place. So those are the things that I have planned for April. And if I get around to it, maybe my Alicia Plummer stuff. I had mentioned on my last podcast that I was thinking about doing her, I think it's called post-grad cardigan. And I have all the yarn. I bought it years ago for around my birthday, I believe, and it's already wound up. It's ready to go. The yarn shop I got it from, which is called That Yarn Shop. She wound the yarn for me and everything, so it's good to go. I just need to cast it on. However, I also have been thinking about casting on a Weekender by Andrea Mallory, because I have a lot of sweater quantities worth of yarn, and I also need to just pick what color I want to do it in. But I also have yarn to do the harvest cardigan, because I wanted to make myself and all of my daughters, which I have 5 daughters, the harvest cardigan, and then get us all together for pictures, which will be a little bit of a challenge because my oldest daughter lives in North Carolina. I've only completed one of those sweaters, or one of those cardigans, so I really want to get started on a second one and work my way through that. I actually have mine on the needles. I just haven't worked on it in a long time. So maybe I'll pull that out and work on that too. So as far as things that I've bought, I actually ordered this back in early March, late February. I think it was early March though. Like around the 4th or 5th. But it's hand dyed, so it took a little bit. The Lemonade Shop. I have been wanting to order her yarn for several years. Finally, I decided let's do it. So I got this colorway. It's called Date Night. And I just really loved all the speckles. I had a really hard time picking just one skein, you guys. She's got some beautiful yarn. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to knit up. Oh, and I just noticed that even in the gray even has like speckles in it. Pretty cool. So I ordered that. I also ordered some other yarn from some indie dyers that I've been wanting to try, and haven't gotten those yet. But like I said, those are hand dyed, so, and they're on a schedule, so it'll take a while before those get here. Another thing I've decided that I'm going to do in April is I've decided I'm going to start keeping track of how many skeins from my stash that I use. Because I have a really large stash. Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady she keeps stats, and but she has gone through and counted all of her skeins of yarn. I'm not gonna do that. That would take me forever to do, because I have yarn, I'm not kidding, everywhere. I have it in my closet. I have it in bins. I have some in the garage. I have some in the living room, in bins and cabinets and stuff. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to keep track of how much I use up starting this month. Because I think it'll do me some good to see how much stash I'm actually getting out and used. So yeah, I'm going to start keeping track of that. And like I said, I'm on a sock kick, so that might be the only thing I have to show on my next podcast. I'm trying to knit other things. I noticed yesterday whenever I was working on the hat for my daughter's doll that my hand started cramping up. I don't know if it's just because it's bigger needles than I'm used to, because my sock needles are really small. I mean, they're very small compared to the needles I'm using for the hat. But anyway, I figure I have plenty of time since we're under a stay-at-home order, and I have time to knit. I have time to sew. I haven't gotten to my sewing. I still am in needing to rearrange things, and I cannot decide how I want it set up. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. So yeah, I have lots of socks to work on. Excuse me. For different challenges, and apparently plenty of time. Anyway, I hope you guys are staying home. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you are enjoying any crafts that you're working on or books that you're reading. I've actually finished 3 books since we've been on our since they closed our schools and we've been staying home. So yeah, I'm getting some reading done. I'm getting some knitting done. A little bit of cleaning, not as much as I should be. My youngest kids have been cleaning their rooms like crazy without being asked, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, we're all hanging in there. I hope you guys are too. I've been doing some video conferencing and Zoom, and I've done a couple Zoom chats with some friends of mine, which has been awesome. And I did a virtual knit night with a friend, and that was really cool too. Actually, one of my yarn shops that I go to, they're getting ready to do a Zoom virtual knit night here in just a little bit, so I'm hoping to jump on and join that. But anyway, I hope whatever your situation, I hope that you're doing okay, staying healthy, wash your hands, try to stay home. Please try to stay home so we can get rid of this stuff. As lots of people who I'm friends with have posted memes on their Facebook, please stay home. I have plans in June. I don't have any plans, but please, for your own safety and those around you, stay home. Stop. Just stop. Anyway, I'm not going to continue on. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope to be back here in a week. And happy crafting. Bye, guys.